Hello, we've changed our name. We've changed from being the Happy Travellers and we're now Peg and Rob's Game for Adventure. We did this to just make it easier for people to find us because a lot of people had got redirected to the wrong site. This episode, Rob and I visit Glasgow and stay with cousins and see a show.
We fix an issue with the bench hinge. Well, Graham does.
We go to the impressive city of Stirling and catch up with an old friend.
And we stay at a free Scottish Forestry car park.
Then we explore the beautiful Isle of Arran.
The bench seat hinge had broken. Now this caused us a big problem because we used this bench to climb up and into the drop down bed.
The hinge is broken, so I bought a new one like so. Going to attempt to replace it, but it's flat that side and it's also flat on the underside. So the challenge is to take the old one off before putting the new one on. Let's see if we can sort that out.
So Peg's cousin Graham helped us investigate and replace the hinge. The challenge was to remove the rivets that fastened the original hinge to the bench, and this proved rather difficult. Man versus rivet. With a lot of perseverance and brute force, Graham managed to remove the rivets. Then we attached the new hinge to the bench with some cheap Chicago binding screws which we bought from Amazon.
Robert bought a ticket for me to come and see Kevin Bridges, the comedian that I absolutely love. But we've also got hospitality at the Hydro Club, I think it is.
Yeah.
So we're having a nice meal here. So
In Glasgow.
So I'm getting treated to a meal out as well as a show. So happy night. Hello. We've just had a great night watching Kevin Bridges. It's been really funny.
Yeah, absolutely amazing night. Really enjoyed it. Okay, so we've zipped around Stirling. It looked really nice, but unfortunately nowhere to park. So we've ended up, Peg, where?
We're at the Wallace Monument.
Yeah, it's something like £10 to go to the monument, but you can walk up to the bottom of it for nothing. So it's about a 10 to 15 minute walk. Okay, so we're just halfway up this steep climb and we found out there's actually a shuttle bus you can get from the bottom. I think we'd have walked it anyway, but it might be nice to learn that to start with. Oh, what's Peg doing? Off with her head. Let the climb continue.
And here's another Wallace that we saw in Stirling. He belongs to my good friend Karen Short. Shorty and I worked together at Papworth Hospital nearly 40 years ago and have remained close ever since. Hello.
Hello.
We're in Pendryche, I think that's how you pronounce it. It's one of the Scotland Forestry campsites. Well, I say campsites. They're allowing motorhomes to do a one-night stopover. You can stop for one night and then you have to move on, and you're not allowed to return for 48 hours.
So I think it's 6 p.m. to 8 a.m, Peg? Is that the hours?
I think they're the hours, and I think what they say is obviously you can come in the day to park and pay for parking if the car park says you need to. This one's free. It's completely free. There are lots of other sites, and you would need to go on the Scottish Forestry website to be able to look at the motorhome stopovers to see which ones are operating. They're trialling it at the moment.
So we spent a couple of days in Glasgow already, staying with some friends, and we came to watch Kevin Bridges last night. And now we thought we'd try and take advantage of some of the free Forestry Commission car parks where you can stay overnight.
Some of them you pay for and some of them you don't.
And the one we've chosen to stay tonight is free. So we're looking forward to seeing how that goes. At the moment there's one other van in the car park with us. So at least it's nice to have some company for the evening.
We went out for a walk through the forest and met one of the volunteers. They're trying to keep all the trails open for walkers at the moment, and he was out with a strimmer. He told us that there's a reservoir and a dam nearby, and that there'd been an osprey spotted in the area. He also said there was a fantastic view towards the Trossachs.
Looks like we're going to the Isle of Arran tonight, if I pronounced that right, Peg.
Yeah, Isle of Arran.
So we've just gone online, found that we can get a ticket on the ferry in 3 hours. We're quite away from the ferry, so we're going to have to move pretty quick.
Yeah,
that's
down my cup of tea.
down the tea.
Get
That's
the washing up done.
just to get to check-in. We're not going to be able to waste any time here. One thing we are going to do is just try and get a campsite booked for the few days that we're going to be in Arran. Time for tea. Cheers, Peg.
Cheers.
See you in Arran. We're in the queue for Arran. As is our way, we left it to the last minute. We stopped off at Morrison's, did a really quick shop, whizzed round in 10 minutes.
Putting stuff away.
So we didn't even have time to put stuff away. Peg's putting it into the fridge now as we speak. I think we'll be boarding any minute now, so we've made it under the wire, and we're really looking forward to getting across the other side. Did I mention it's been hammering it down with rain? Well, the sun shines out now, it looks beautiful, and we're really looking forward to the rough seas ahead.
The Isle of Arran is a beautiful little island. It's got a coast road that's about 90 kilometres, 56 miles, and that makes it easy to explore all of the coastal beautiful sandy beaches that are all around there. But there's lots of things to make you fall in love with this island. There's fantastic wildlife, there are otters, there's seals, and there are eagles as well. Rob and I really enjoy visiting this place.
We've arrived at Sealshore campsite in Arran, Isle of Arran, and they've given us quite a nice view, so we feel very lucky and fortunate indeed, and we're looking out for wildlife. As we've heard, there's otters and what else, Peg? Seals. Seals, so they come along here frequently. We've not seen anything yet, but apparently probably tomorrow we should see something. So yeah, fabulous view, really good. So far, good first impressions. Okay, so our motorhome is there. The sea is there. So what that means is, and Peggy's there, but what that means is that when we're in our bed, just there, we can hear the waves lapping onto the shore. What a lovely way to fall asleep. Amazing. Oh yeah, and next door we think that might be a pub. We know there's a pub close by, we think it's there, but we certainly didn't hear them last night, so they must be very quiet, but that's really convenient.
It's a bar and bistro.
Bar and bistro, yeah, very convenient if you want to come out for a meal or a drink. It's literally, well, as you can see, it's a very short walk. We've literally walked probably 1.5 miles to Wine Bar and Bistro.
A lovely one called the Wine Pause.
That was recommended to us.
And it's shut.
Closed Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Of course it is. We should have known that before we set out. We've just had a lovely lunch in Janie's Cafe.
We did. I think I had Cullen skink. It was like a fish soup. It was lovely.
And I had coronation chicken. Very nice. Thank you very much. Now we're sort of pootling back towards the bus stop. Goes in about an hour or so. We believe it doesn't go all the way back to where we picked it up from initially, so I think we've got quite a long walk ahead of us.
Yeah, I think it's going to drop us off in Whiting Bay, so we're going to have to walk from Whiting Bay to Kill something.
Yeah, wherever the campsite is. Probably about an hour and a half walk, we think. Don't know there's footpaths. May get dark. And phone battery is quite low. Other than that, I don't see a problem whatsoever. Anyway, let's see how that goes later.
We found out that there was another bus that dropped us off right outside the campsite.
One thing that surprised us is to see sea swans. We thought that they'd probably just be in fresh water, but they seem very happy in the salt water here. The next day there was a storm brewing, and we were advised to move to the back of the campsite to avoid any damage to our motorhome from rocks off the beach. Woo! It's a bit blowy out here today. We're supposed to be on the ferry, but they've been cancelling all the ferries, so we don't know whether ours is going yet. The campsite owners, they've said that we can stay in another space, but we're going to have to move from where we are because somebody is due here. Okay, so this is the car park we stayed on last night.
Hello.
There's a very wet and windy Peg. Yeah, it's a really pleasant night. Incredible rainfall throughout the night. Windows have got a couple of minor issues with leaks, which we need to sort. But other than that, really good. And this car park is only £5 for 24 hours, and you can get to stay overnight here. So it's ideal when you're getting on the ferry or getting off again. Just perfect. No services at all, but for a fiver for 24 hours, I just think that's incredible. So just a short walking distance from the ferry terminal is an Asda, and we believe there's a cafe in there, so we're going to go and check that out now. Right, you know we're back in the UK because it's raining, it's chilly, and Peg and I both had to buy a hat.
We just both bought matching hats.
Matching hats, fantastic.
Because they were the cheapest ones in Asda.
Yeah, don't tell them that, Peg. We're at the Ardrossan Ferry Point car park, £5 a night. You can sleep overnight in the car park, no facilities. If you stay for 4 days, it's £17. So that's incredible value for money. You don't even need to stay to go on the ferry. So if you're passing this way, come here for the night. Yeah, it's worth mentioning that there's an Asda literally 2 minutes walking distance, nice cafe, we've enjoyed a lovely breakfast there. There's a petrol station also on that Asda car park, full recycling facilities. What more could you want? We're actually seriously considering living on here. It's even got a sea view. So if my maths is correct, you can stay on this car park for £4.25 a night if staying for 4 nights. I think we might stay more often for that price. If you enjoyed watching the video,
Please consider liking and subscribing.
thank you.